On this one, it's again, it's a difficult one, because if you're going to overpay, do you know what, on the overpaying one, I think one way is if you remortgage and you end up getting a better deal and you still keep paying at the rate you were paying before, if that makes sense. So if you were paying £900 a month, you remortgage, you're only paying £700, you overpay, you can start to knock down your mortgage without actually having to feel like you're paying more money than you were before. That's something that Emily could talk perhaps more on. In terms of investing in funds, I do think it's a bit of both. I mean, I would personally favour the investment route, only because I just think that it very much depends on the rate of return you're going to get. So your mortgage payments or your mortgage interest rate is probably one of the lowest debt interest that you're going to have. So if you're only paying, say, 2% on your mortgage over the longer term, if you can make more than that when you're investing, and if you're investing for a longer term time frame, so when I talk about investing, I'm talking about at least 5 years or more, then it would make more sense to me that you would probably start to invest. And don't forget, even if you start investing, then you might get to the point where you decide that you're going to pay off in chunks, even if it wasn't in like every month. There are limits to this. I mean, Emily can tell you, but there are limits to it. But you can start to pay down in chunks.
Yeah. So what I'd say is be careful when you overpay your mortgage, because unlike with savings accounts, you can't necessarily get that money back out easily should you need it. So if you overpay a large amount every month, you need to access some money, I don't know, for some emergency home improvements, for example, you might then have to submit a further mortgage application to take some equity back out of your property at a higher interest rates. So it's not necessarily the best way to go. Like Damien said, you can pay off in chunks. So normally you can overpay up to 10% of your outstanding mortgage balance per annum without being charged in addition by the mortgage lender. There are some mortgage products that allow you to do slightly more than that. You can also reduce the balance at the end of your fixed rate term, for example. So when your remortgage is due, you don't necessarily have to remortgage to a new lender for exactly the same balance. At that point, you could remortgage for a slightly smaller balance and put your savings in to pay off the old bank.